Today our guest is an American lawyer specialized in divorce. Sherri Donovan was recently in Senegal to study the specificities of our country on this issue. Interviewed by Hawa Seydi Diop, she, among others, talks about her book titled Hit Him Where It Hurts.
So it has a rough title, but it has a lot of good information inside for everybody. And it was written at a time when it was very difficult for women to get any money if they get divorced or help the children. So, and it was hard for the women, especially those who suffered violence. So that's why the title is like this.
You told me about your book, so now tell me, why are you in Senegal? We see that you are dressed in a very nice Senegalese outfit. What is your relation with our country?
Basically, I love to study people, and I've traveled many different countries, and I love different cultures. And what I look at basically is the difference in the law and the family life concerning the family and women and children. So it's a good experience politically, philosophically, and culturally. And I love Senegal.
So tell me more about your job. You say that you are a divorce attorney in New York. It's a very crowded city. So what are the rates of divorce that you see, and what is the evolution of it? Are there more couples divorcing? And if you even compare it to Senegal?
Yes, in New York, the life is very stressful. People are overworked and they're stressed. And they also have their children to take care of. And it's also a very mobile society. People are traveling. So the family life is very difficult. They don't have a lot of spiritual bonding like you have in Senegal, like during Ramadan, where the whole family prays together. It's very difficult for the family to stay together. Everyone's running in different directions, to job, to school. Sometimes they don't even have dinner together. So the divorce rate is very high. The divorce rate is at least 1 out of 2. And the families that have children with problems, they call it children with special needs, the divorce rate is 85%. Very high. So divorce is quite common in New York. And there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger that goes on. There's a lot of stress and a lot of people living on the edge. So as a lawyer, it's very difficult because you're dealing with people who have high emotions, and you're dealing with people who also have difficulty with money. Sometimes there's a lot of money involved, and basically they're fighting over the money. And then you have situations where there's a lot of domestic violence. And sometimes it's very quiet, and sometimes it's not so quiet. And it's all levels, the domestic violence. It's not just poor. It happens in rich people, it happens in all cultures. And I think that's common in the world. Maybe it's not as much in Senegal.
You are very on the women's side. Is it because you're a woman, or is it because you feel that women are being discriminated in divorce cases? Tell us about your fight for gender. And I see also that you are part of lots of women associations. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. I do represent men and women, and I do help a lot of men get more relationships with their children, because children are number one to me, and they need both parents. So that to me is very close to my heart. The woman issue basically is important because the history has been that the man has always had more choice and made more money, and they get the better jobs. So the woman issue basically is to help women feel a sense of independence, and also education and job. And I think that's international. Also, the women in America, and I did a lot of research in Brazil and many places in the world, the violence against the women in the home is very serious. So that's very difficult. But I think internationally, the women suffer from low self-esteem and a lack of independence and education and career.
You're here in Senegal for your research, as you said. So what is the counsel, the advice that you can give to Senegalese women and African women watching you from your experience in the US?
The first thing I would say is whatever you have to do, get your education. Follow Awa. Get your education. You know, women like Awa, like Wari, you know, who started Green Senegal. Get your education, no matter what level you're at. And I know it's difficult with the money, but even if you have to teach yourself and get books and have the mind, have the courage, the determination to get the education. Once you have education, the world is yours. You can get job, you can think for yourself, and the second point is to love yourself. Literally love yourself. Kiss yourself as women, because then you always have yourself.